Welcome dear student, once again in my channel we are dealing with animal diversity first. In animal diversity first we have studied up to 5 kingdom classification. In 5 kingdom classification we have studied the characters of these 5 kingdoms, which include kingdom Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. Hope you understood all the characters of these 5 kingdoms. And for the upcoming videos, you're requested to subscribe my channel and press the bell icon and watch the complete video. So let's start for today's topic, in which we are going to deal the general organization of kingdom Protista. As you know, the protists are unicellular eukaryotic organisms, which includes the diverse kinds of predominantly water-dwelling individuals, and these are, as you know, small microscopic individuals. It includes protozoa, unicellular algae, and slime molds. Phylogenetically, it is the kingdom which links with prokaryotic Monera and complex multicellular kingdoms of plants, fungi, and animals. In the Protistans, some are photosynthetic, others predatory or parasitic, while still others are saprobic, living on decaying matter. The protists are unicellular organisms with cell membrane and organelles such as nucleus with the chromosomes, mitochondria, chloroplast. Chloroplast is present in those which are photosynthetic. Then they are having Golgi bodies, endoplasmic reticulum. So these are the cell organelles which are present in this protist, and due to this these are called as eukaryotic individuals. Beside this, these protists may have flagella or cilia for locomotion. A cell wall is present in many photosynthetic form. Some protozoans, which are predatory protists, may have elaborate organelle for intake of food and elimination of waste. As far as their locomotion, some protists move by pseudopodia. Example is amoeba. As you know, then they are having the flagella, as in case of Euglena, or they are also having the cilia, as in case of Paramecium. Others have no means of locomotion. An example is Plasmodia. It is not having the any locomotory organ. Euglena, like animal, shows movement with the help of flagellum. Amoeba shows locomotion with the help of pseudopodia or false feet, while others like Paramecium travel with the aid of hundreds of cilia all over the body. Cilia are short flagella which beat in a coordinated manner, like many persons rowing a boat. This enables these proteases to move rapidly, turn, tumble, and even reverse. Ciliates are the fastest of the predatory proteases. So this is about the locomotion with the help of this locomotory organ like this flagella, pseudopodia and cilia. As far as their nutrition are concerned, they feed in many different ways. Some are photosynthetic autotrophs, which use the energy of sunlight to synthesize the organic molecules from carbon dioxide and water. Others are heterotrophs, which may ingest food by endocytosis, that is, ingestive heterotrophs, or absorb small molecules from their environment, that is, absorptive heterotrophs. So, this ingestive and absorptive heterotrophs are present. Many have more than of nutrition. They can change from photosynthesis to endocytosis to absorption. If we see the reproduction in the proteast, these proteasts usually reproduce asexually by mitotic cell division. This may be binary fission, that is, which results in two cell, or it may be multiple fission, which results into many cell. If favorable condition exists, they reproduce by asexual method. This has adaptive advantages as genetically identical individuals well adapted to prevailing conditions, and these kinds of the young ones are to be produced. Under unfavorable conditions, protists reproduce sexually. This permits genetic variation. Male and female gametes may be visible different. Their formation involves meiosis. Fusion of gametes, that is a syngamy, results in a diploid zygote. In case of ciliates, they are having a special type of sexual reproduction called conjugation, in which there is exchange of genetic material between two individuals. If we see the life cycle of this proteast, many proteasts are haploid, reproducing asexually in this state. During sexual reproduction, two gametes, that is 1n gametes, fuses to produce the zygote, which is having diploid number, that is 2n. The zygote then divides by meiosis to form 1n individuals. Since meiosis occurs in the zygote, this life cycle is called as zygotic meiosis. A second type of life cycle occurs in protists, which are 2n or diploid. They reproduce asexually in this state to generate more diploid individual. Prior to sexual reproduction, this 2n individual produces 4 1n gametes by meiosis. Such gametes fuse in pairs to form the diploid zygote, that is 2n zygote. The zygote divides by mitosis to form diploid individual, that is the individual which is having 2n gametes. In this life cycle, meiosis in 2n individual leads to the formation of 1n gamete, so it is called as gametic meiosis. So this is about the life cycles. If we see the cyst formation In case of adverse condition, some kinds of the protease form cyst. Once favorable condition return, the cyst takes up water and active organism emerges from cyst. Many protozoal diseases like amoebic dysentery are spread by way of cyst. Then if you see the photosynthetic Proteasta, there are several phyla of photosynthetic protists. The dinoflagellates, diatoms and euglena-like flagellates are the photosynthetic protists, which fix more than 80% of carbon dioxide in the biosphere. Dinoflagellates, these are unicellular algae with a cellulose wall divided into plates. The plates gives them an armored appearance. They have two flagella, one lies in a longitudinal direction, the other lies transversely in a furrow between the wall of plate. The position and appearance of these flagella is characteristic of this phyla. There are more than 1000 species which are marine. These organisms reproduce only asexually. If we see the another form, that is diatoms, they are golden algae. These are one of the most successful group of organisms. There are about 5500 species and they are mainly marine. They have no flagella and float because of the light storage lipid in them. They constitute an important phytoplankton component of the ocean. Diatoms have a cellulose cell wall impregnated with a glass-like silica. These have fine characteristic design. Its wall always consists overlapping halves like a soap box, a lid, and a lower half. During asexual reproduction, each daughter cell retains one half of the old wall and synthesizes a new half. Diatoms are normally diploid and reproduce sexually by producing one young gamete. Because of silica impregnation, the walls of the diatoms are nearly indestructible, so diatoms have left behind large amount of fossil cell wall deposits called diatomaceous earth. Being rough and gritty, it is useful material for polishing and filtration to clarify foils, syrups and so on. So this is about the uses of these diatoms. If we see the euglena-like flagellates, which are interesting because several species lead plant-like and animal-like lives. Euglenoids are free-living, found in freshwater, ponds and ditches, or in the damp soil. It possesses flagellum, a light-sensitive red eye spot near the flagellum base senses the direction of light. This helps in regulating its movement to where light is optimal. Euglenoids do not possess a cell wall but have a flexible or elastic pellicle, or this pellicle which is made up of protein. This allows their shape to change. Asexual reproduction is by longitudinal fission starting at the flagellar end. Flagellum is duplicated before the cell division, a characteristic of most flagellates. When pools dry up, they form cysts to tide over the dry period. Then another protease, that is slime molds. These are consumer decomposer proteases. Two separate types of slime molds exist: the cellular and acellular forms. The acellular slime molds, the physarum, exist as a wall-less mass of multinucleated protoplasm. It slowly streams or glides over decaying leaves or logs. This network of moving strands of protoplasm is called plasmodium. As it spreads, it engulfs food particles, bacteria, and other organisms. In a cellular slime molds like Dictyostelium, numerous individuals amoeboid cells aggregate and move together like mass of protoplasm. Since the individuals are not fused, this is not a real plasmodium, but a pseudoplasmodium. These fungus-like proteases are included under the phylum Gymnomycota and classes Myxomycetes, which is acellular, and Acrasiomycetes, which is cellular form. If we see the animal-like proteases, these are also called as protozoa. In the former two-kingdom classification, phylum Protozoa was classified into four classes, including Mastigophora, Sarcodina, Sporozoa, and Coeliophora. And in five-kingdom classification, they are regarded as a separate phyla. We'll see the first class of Protozoa, that is Mastigophora. These mastigophorans are heterogeneous group which include more than 10,000 species. They show locomotion by means of whip-like flagella. Most of members have one or two flagella, but some have more and others have none. So there is diversity regarding the flagella in this Mastigophora. They are divided into two groups, namely plant-like forms or phytoflagellates, which carry out photosynthesis. An example is Euglena. Euglenophyta is a separate phylum where Euglena are included. If we see the animal-like form, which are called zooflagellates, which include Trypanosoma and Leishmania. They are blood parasite living in the body of human and animals, in the blood of this human and animal. They cause disease like African sleeping sickness, Kala Azar, a severe liver infection. These parasites are transmitted by biting insects, the tsetse fly and sandfly respectively. Zooflagellates are common in gut fauna in many animals. In termites and wood cockroaches, they help in the breakdown of cellulose in wood, which these insects cannot otherwise digest, by forming the association which is called as symbiotic association. The second class, that is Sarcodina, or it is also called as Rhizopoda. It includes amoeba and their relatives. In these sarcodians, locomotion is carried out by means of pseudopodia, which are also used capturing the food. They are somewhat advanced over zooflagellates, which normally absorb food and can engulf food particles only near areas where the flagella are inserted. Amoeba is a freshwater form. Entamoeba histolytica is a parasitic in human and causes amoebic dysentery. Some sarcodians have flagella or form flagella. When food becomes scarce, they can swim away to regions where food is more abundant. Foraminifera are marine forms which having the shells of calcium carbonate. The marine radiolaria secrete silicaceous, that is a glossy skeleton which support needle-like pseudopodia, that is Sarcodina or Rhizopoda. The next class is Sporozoa, which is the parasitic protozoans. They are simple and parasitic. They are so called because some have spore-like infective stages. They have amoeba-like body but without locomotory organs. They lack contractile vacuoles. They show asexual and sexual mode of reproduction in their life cycle. The malarial parasite Plasmodium completes asexual reproduction in liver cells and blood cells of human and sexual reproduction in the stomach of female Anopheles mosquito. So this is about the Sporozoa, and the fourth class, that is ciliates. These are highly specialized and complicated protozoans. They possess hair-like structures called cilia, which are useful for locomotion and feeding. Paramecium is the best example of ciliate protozoan. It is an active predator and feeds on particles sucked into the mouth like cavity by water current produced by beating of cilia around it. It has a number of specialized organelles. The function of these organelles are equivalent to the mouth, digestive tract, anus, kidney, muscles, and skin and sense organs of higher animals. The cilia provides locomotion. They have defense organelles like trichocyst. Most of the ciliates have two nuclei. The larger one is called macronucleus, which contain chromosomes and is concerned with the functioning of the cell. The small nucleus is of micronucleus is diploid and concerned with reproduction. Paramecium reproduces asexually by cell division and sexually by conjugation. Genetic exchange by conjugation is necessary in this paramecium. Paramecium die out slowly. It allows to multiply only by the asexual methods or asexual reproduction. So these are the characters of ciliates. So with that, I conclude the general organization of this proteast. If you have any kinds of the doubt or any query, please feel free to write into comment box. And thank you very much for watching the entire video.